Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're doing slow cooker honey garlic chicken. Let's get started. Half a teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1 teaspoon onion powder. Then we're going to do 4 cloves of garlic pressed. The recipe calls for minced, but I prefer pressed because pressed garlic is more garlic per garlic. You wind up with more exposed surface that way, which gives the oils more chance to release, and that makes the things more garlicky. Obviously, you're going to need honey. I like to buy a big jar because that way it lasts longer. It's fall, I need some comforting food, and it's nice to have stuff simmered in honey and salt, basically. And since there's honey in the title of this, you know we're going to need a lot of it. We're going half a cup of honey. Oop, oop. Too much honey. Over honeyed. That's another reason to get the big jar. That's another reason to get the big jar of honey. You can easily pour back into it. I do like to use a little more than it calls for because I never have the requisite amount of chicken. I always have more. It's not like they sell chicken in recipe-sized portions. You always end up with either more or less, and then you adjust. More is always better than less, in my opinion. And get as much honey out of the measuring cup as you can. The honey is the more expensive thing in this recipe. Next up, we have our friend low sodium soy sauce. However much you used of the honey, use of the soy sauce. Try not to get the honey everywhere, it's difficult. To that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Doesn't need to be extra virgin or anything like that. Stir. The idea here is to loosen the honey up before you start adding spices and stuff where it's going to clump. Okay, once you feel like you've loosened it up, you're going to go ahead and add everything else. And stir that in. Okay, once everybody's in the bowl, you're ready to do the cleanup. This is a little over 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs. Remember I said it's hard to find exactly what you need. Get what you can get. Throw the thighs in the slow cooker. Boom. Pour the sauce over the thighs. Recipe doesn't say to, but I like to stir everybody about. Give everybody a chance to get coated a little bit. You can probably skip this because we're going to shred it at the end. I just like doing it. And now we're cooking on low for 3 to 4 hours. 3 hours later and we're ready to check and see if it's done. You do that by taking 2 forks and pulling your chicken apart. And you're going to shred it. They call this the 2 forks method for obvious reasons. You could also, if you're really into that sort of thing, get some claws. Do it that way. I find that the forks are more effective than the claws though, personally. You can use breast for this. The recipe called for it. I don't prefer chicken breast. It's not my preferred form factor for chicken. I prefer to just use a bunch of chicken thighs. They're very flavorful. They're cheaper than breasts. And it'll get the job done. I'm going to finish shredding this back in a jiff. Then you just load yourself up with rice and some chicken and some sauce. I like to top with sesame seeds and green onions because it gives you nice presentation and it's very tasty this way. And it's very tasty. Okay, like, subscribe, ding the little bell, leave a comment down below, let me know how I'm doing. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.